everybody. Assalamu alaikum, Sastakal, Namaskar to all the listeners. This is Attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show, and we are talking today. I have Michael with me on the line. Not on the line, on the board, and we're going to discuss about immigration law and also a little bit about debt settlement. But before I start, anything I'm telling you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. So let us talk a little bit about an article that was published on Bloomberg Law, basically on the skill visa process could change next year. So basically, they are talking about the H1B. What this article mentions, and we have not had any confirmation actually from USCIS, but it seems like they are planning to streamline the lottery before the next H1B season for all those newcomers, especially students who are going to apply. It seems like they are going to have a system where you will employers may pre-register for the H1B lottery, and once they get selected, then they can actually proceed to file for the H1B, which kind of is good somehow, and that was proposed, I think, under Obama in 2011, basically to avoid people kind of paying a lot of H1Bs and ultimately not getting in. It has its good and its bad, so the question is how are they going to pre-screen that? We don't know how much transparency is there, so we will have to wait and see. The second thing that this article talks about is H4 EAD, of course, and mentioning that there is a situation of basically there's a big chance H4 EAD will go away, but it also mentions that a lot of people are getting ready to sue on this. So let's wait and see, because it has not gone away yet. So until that, we should hopefully be able to keep the H4 EAD, and especially if there's a lawsuit and the lawsuit is in the favor of the EAD holders, we might see the case getting clogged in court and then allowing some more time for the H4 EAD. But again, there's not enough information to pronounce at this point. So now I'm going to open the lines, of course. Michael, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. I hope I'm saying the number right. And feel free to call if you have any questions on immigration, including employment-based, family-based, citizenship, you name it. Just to let you know, right now things are getting tough, right? So there's no question about it, and a lot of people are getting frustrated, and definitely some of them are even lashing out at everybody they can. But the truth is that things are not going to get better. It's not, because the problem is we have an administration which has basically vowed to actually cut down on immigration, which is something that has been the agenda from the beginning, and it was not a hidden agenda, by the way, that they have mentioned, and Donald Trump also have mentioned in all his messages. So ultimately, we are going to expect things to get worse before it gets better. Having said that, people are still getting approvals. And I think we have one caller, Michael. Let me take the caller, and then we'll talk a little bit about those who are still waiting for a decision on their H1Bs while they have student visa. This is Shah. Can I ask you, is it Rajat?
Yeah, hi, Mr. Shah. This is Rajat.
Hi. Yes, Rajat. What can I do for you, sir?
Yeah, Mr. Shah, I just have one question. Actually, I did try contacting our office attorney, and they were giving multiple responses, so would like to check with you as well. So I am on H1B. It's my 7th year going on. I have EB3 filing of my green card, and I have I-140 cleared too. So I'm planning to move back to India for long term. So if I plan to come back again to United States, and I have to get H1B, so will I have to apply in the common H1B quota, which is on the lottery basis? Or I already had H1B status, so I can just apply separately and I won't be in the lottery?
Very, very good question. So basically, you have an H1B, you have an I-140 approved, right?
That's right.
Okay. So technically, if when you have an I-140 approved, even you come back 3 years, 4 years, up to 6 years, even after that, technically you are still cap exempt, but up to 6 years, it is possible to come on the H1B and you become a cap exempt. So that means basically, let's say you're working with company A, and 2-3 years later you want to come back with company B. Company B just have to file a new employment for you, cap exempt, and then do it as a consular processing. And then once you get an approval, you go and get your stamp and come back. So you don't have to really go to the cap again, because you pretty much are cap exempt, and plus the fact that you have an I-140 also gives you a more leeway. But we recommend people to do that within the next 6 years. Otherwise, it becomes a little bit more difficult to prove the cap exemption.
Okay. So just to understand it properly, what you're saying is that if I plan to come back within next 6 years, then I won't come into that lottery quota. I can just file it separately. Right?
Yes. So you're a cap exempt. That's what we call a cap exempt. Okay.
Okay. And if I can still be applicable because I already completed my 6 years. It's my 7th year going on. So
yes.
Will that matter, or it does not?
It doesn't matter, because you have an I-140 approved. So the rule applies to you beyond 6 years. What it says is beyond 6 years, right? So even after that. However, we don't know how things are going to unfold in the future. But until then, you don't have to go to the lottery again. You're done.
Okay, and what will happen to my perm application, good kind application? So when I come back, I have to file it again, or it will continue?
No, it all depends. The perm is there. You already got an I-140 approved, right? That's what you.
That's right.
Okay, so as long, let's say you got an I-140 approved with company A. If you're coming back with company A, you can always, when the dates become current, just have company A file for your adjustment of status. But if in case you're moving to another company, then the other company will have to redo the perm and redo the I-140, but you can still use the priority date, and you can still use that same I-140 to get your extension or your transfer. Okay?
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Shah. Thank you very much.
Good luck. I hope I was able to clear things a little bit for you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. So thank you for calling, and it was a very, very good question, especially when it comes to I-140. A lot of people get confused. Just for information, that 6-year rule technically applies for those who don't even have an I-140. For those who have an I-140, it should be pretty much unlimited. But to be on the safe side, we always recommend to do it within the 6 years, because then it avoids any kind of confusion. And if you wait too long, then it becomes a problem in terms of technicality, etc., etc. So try your best to come back within. Usually, I tell people 3-4 years come back if you need to come back. So now the lines are still open. The number is 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. This is Attorney Shah Peerally. We're live on air today on October. We're already in October 18th, 2018. And we were mentioning that about people who are the changes that are expected to come on H1Bs. One of them is the lottery might be changed next year. Employers seem to be will have to probably apply first online, get in the lottery, then they can apply for the H1B, which might be something good, because then it avoids a lot of delay and it avoids a lot of confusion, and it also keeps the suspense less for those who applied. So we were talking, of course, about immigration law and so many changes coming up. And one of the things that a lot of people are asking us, what happens to those who are basically waiting on the H1B to be approved, and they are an F1 or OPT, especially if they are on cap gap. Well, once October 1st hit, that means September 30th at midnight, you have to stop working. There's no more cap gap. Unfortunately, there's no premium, so a lot of people are hanging on nothing, and that's kind of creating a lot of problems, both for the potential candidate and the employers. So there are not many solutions, unfortunately. So you just need to hang in there. Hopefully, things will come by, and approvals are still coming. We're getting approvals like drip, like a drip system. So just hang in there. That's all I can tell you, unless you want to move back to another kind of visa. But avoid taking like day one CPT stuff, etc. So be very careful on that. And I'll talk a little bit about that after I take the next caller. Shah Peerally, you're live on air. Hello.
Hi, I have one quick question about H1B.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there are a lot of things going on with H1B right now. So let's say I work for company A, and I want to transfer my H1B to company B. So do you recommend to join the company B till we get the H1B approved, or you recommend to join the company B as soon as you get the receipt?
That's $1 million question, but it's a very good question. Well, there are two things. Number one, we always recommend, since the past 1 year, I've been recommending people to first get an approval before moving, because what happens if you leave company A and move to B, and B gets denied and A already cut off your H1B, then you're hanging with nothing. So it's always recommended to pretty much stick to company A until you get an approval. But we have a problem. This kind of was practical when we had premium. Now we don't have premium. What happens to your job with company B? Some companies might not be willing to wait. Then what I do is that I tell people to call me and we do an assessment, the strength of the company. First, you look at, for example, the amount of, the number of H1Bs that got approved. Second, how many, what's their reputation, etc., etc. Having said that, even good companies are getting denials. So it's always better not to move until an approval. However, if you have to move, you don't have a choice, or you will lose a very good opportunity. Then I recommend just give us a call, 510-742-5887, and I'll be glad to assess on a particular company's strength for you. Although it's never going to be perfect, but at least we can kind of assess if this company is worth for you to move right away. Okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for the answer. I have one more follow-up question. So let's say that you got denied. So let's say you get denied from company A, and you already cut off your H1B with company A, and you got denied from company B. So can you reapply for company B again? With all the documents they have requested or whatever, RFE?
Yes. You can still, there's nothing that prevents you from reapplying. However, you need to check your application. If you're already out of status, then it becomes a little bit different. So just be careful and check if it is worth it for you to reapply or not, first of all. And number two, if you're already out of status, then you might not be able to do transfers, etc. So yeah, you can always reapply with the same company. I had cases where people applied on the third time and get it. Okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, good luck.
All right.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
To you.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yep,
Let me take another caller. Michael, this is Shah. You're live on air. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Yes, sir. This is Shah.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mr. Shah. It's Murli. Good morning, and thanks for taking up my call.
You're welcome.
So I have a question regarding immigration. So currently I am, fourth year running on my H1B visa, and my current employer has not given me any commitment of, filing a green card for me. So first, so I have a question regarding that. My sister is a U.S. citizen here. So if she applies for a green card for me, and tomorrow if I switch my employer, and that employer also agrees to file a green card for me, so would there be any complication in that? I will hang up and take my answer on here.
Hold on. Don't hang up. Let me kind of. I might have to ask you questions. So, first of all, it's kind of sad they're refusing because you don't have a conflict filing with your sister. By the way, you can have a family petition going on while you're an H1B because H1B is a dual intent visa. However, you will have a problem to extend your H1B. You say you're in the 5th year, right?
I'm in my 4th year running.
4th year, okay. So what I would recommend is that you move to another company or something, have them file, because once you reach the 6th year, your sister's petition, even filed, will not give you access to an additional years on the H1B. Unless you're planning to go back or move to some kind of other visas, it will make it hard on you if you have to stick to, if you want to stay in America. So you can go ahead and have a case filed by your sister, a petition filed, but it will take around 12 to 15 years. So plus it doesn't give you anything while it's pending. So it is good as a backup, but it's not good to rely on to stay here.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Good luck to you. Let me take another caller. This is Shah live on air. Hello. Yes, sir. Hello. Is it Navji? Hello. Okay, I think we're having some technical issues with the phone. Hi, Navji. This is. Hello. We have some disturbance on the phone. Okay. Sorry for that. Probably you will have to call again, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. This is Attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show. We are live today. It's October 18th, 2018, and we are talking about immigration law, mostly, of course, employment-based, because we are getting a lot of those issues right now. However, you can always call for family petitions, asylum, you name it, anything related to immigration, I'll be glad to answer you. And also U visas. One thing people were asking me, there is someone who's sending something on Facebook saying that they have a lawsuit going on U visas. Unfortunately, there's no way I can confirm or deny that, because a lot of people asking me, is that genuine? Because as you know, U visas used to take usually 6 months to get. Now it has reached almost 4 years to 5 years, and people are hanging with nothing, and they are not even issuing what we call the deferred action EAD recently. So people are pretty much stuck. So I don't know exactly if it is a genuine lawsuit. So until I know, I don't want people to go and just please don't give any money to anybody, even if they're asking you, unless you check who's the lawyer, etc., etc. I think we have another caller, right, Michael? Okay, Navjeet is back. Hello, this is Shah. You're live in air.
Hi, Mr. Shah. I have a question on green card immigration process, and this is for a friend's family. My question is, if the husband, who is the primary applicant on the green card process, passes away, can the wife still continue the process? In this case, they already received their EAD.
Yes, they can. There is a law. It used to be Public Law 100, but it has now since then been coded. Yeah, you have to do what we call a substitute of petitioner. I've done one, I remember, in 2006. It was a very interesting case because it was a sad story, but luckily she got her green card. So you need a family member to substitute as petitioner, like maybe a brother-in-law or a mother-in-law or something like that. And then once there is a substitution, then you can the petition will continue under that law. It was called PL 100 at that time, but I forgot which. But it's there. The law is there, and if they need help on that, you can give us a call. We can help.
Oh, that sounds perfect. So this all happened just 3 days back, and she just moved. She took the body to India to make sure the parents see the son. So we're not sure. She might not be in for a couple of months. But good to know that. So I will definitely provide your contact details to the family.
One thing which is important. Did she have an advance parole before she leaves?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
When she come back, give us a call, 510-742-5887. This is the number to our office. And the website, attorneyonair.com. I think we have a few more callers, Michael. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, sir. You're live. You're live on air. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? We have some disturbances. I think I'll take the next caller. Please call again because I can't hear you. Hello, this is Shah. You're live on air. Hello.
Hi, good morning. This is Sarika. I had a question on green card. Actually, my firm is filed and I'm on last year of my H1B. I wanted to understand if in case my husband files H4 EAD for me, will I be able to continue without taking a break on current work authorization?
Okay. You mean file an H4 EAD for your husband?
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, I cannot hear you too. You said, can you hear me now? I'm speaking a little
louder. I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, perfect. You mean your husband will file an H4 and H4 EAD for you, right?
Yes, he has an I-40, approved I-40, and I have my firm filed. But I just have some 7 months left on my H1B, so we were planning to file H4 EAD and understand if I can continue working.
Yeah. Well, one of the ways to do that is to leave and come back on H4 and then file the EAD when you come back. Because if you file an H4 and H4 EAD, it is taking almost 8 to 9 months to get it, and by that time, your H1 will already be off. But the risk of coming on an H4, that means you won't be able to work until you get the EAD. So it's kind of a catch-22 situation. If you pick one, then you probably will not get it merged one in the other. And the second one also will be the same, because when you come back on H4 and then you try to get the EAD, you won't be able to work until you get the EAD. So bottom line, whichever way you're going to try, you will have a break in employment, unfortunately. So but a plus H4 EAD, we don't know what's the future of the H4 EAD. So if I were you, I'll try to, hopefully by that time, if your perm is filed, perm is taking around 4 to 5 months to get approved. If they file the I-140 on premium, you have a better chance probably to get an extension rather than counting on the H4 EAD. Okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay, good luck to you. Let me take another call. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello.
This is Shah. Hi, this is Shah.
Hi, good morning. I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes, I'm listening to you.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So, yeah, I can hear you. So, when are the EB1 date will get current? Do you have any idea about it?
Oh, that's something we are all hoping it will come soon. I don't think it will come exactly current, but what is your priority date, by the way? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, what is your priority date?
So, it's June 2018.
Okay. I think probably in your case, it's going to be 1 year down the road. Maybe, around 1 year down the road, maybe less, a little bit less probably. But getting current, this is going to, I doubt it will get current soon, because the problem is that, it's not a problem, but a lot of people are filing under EB1. Even our office, we're filing a lot of them per month.
Okay.
So if we count everybody, and we are not a big office, so it's if we count the bigger office, so we are going to not see it current. Having said that, if we are lucky, we might see some good movement around April next year. But reaching current completely, it might not happen for the next maybe couple of years. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Good luck to you. And again, it's just my guess, so don't hold me to that. I'm just trying to count it, and I'm not good in math anyway. So let me take another caller, Michael. This is Ray. You're live in here.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Hi. You're live in here.
Hey. I have a question regarding the parents' green card. I did file concurrent processing in the month of Jan. I have the receipt date, and they haven't gotten yet. So I was wondering, how long does it take? Because it's almost 10 months. And, I did also file an inquiry, but they haven't even taken up the case of knowing the status. This is online. So can you...
Okay. Let me get the facts right. Your parents are here or you're filing from India?
They're here. I did a concurrent filing.
Okay, so you filed adjustment of status, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which county are you in? Which area?
I'm in California, so Alameda.
Alameda. So you will probably fall into San Francisco office. So San Francisco office is calling for interviews because probably you will get an interview for them. And did they get their EAD? Did you file for their EAD?
No, I didn't file. I mean, they are kind of retired, so I didn't file them for EAD.
Yeah, you should have filed for the EAD, even though that's a point that I always tell people to do. The reason I tell people to file for the EAD, not because they need to work, but the EAD becomes a proof where you want, if you want them to get an ID, a driver's license, or go to the Social Security office, etc., it becomes a proof that you can use. But
okay, so is it too late to file now?
No, it's not too late. I will recommend filing that and also file the AP because there's no fee really when you file it together. So it's I highly recommend getting this done because if the case gets delayed for background check, for example, and if they want to travel, without the AP they cannot travel, and without the EAD you won't even be able to get them a Social Security number, which you can actually use to get them other benefits, etc. So I recommend you get the EAD done and the AP file ASAP. As for the processing time, I don't have really an exact timing, but I think it's taking almost 1 year right now. So 10 months, you should wait a couple of more months. Okay?
And is it always they're getting an interview? Earlier it wasn't the case, right?
Yeah, not always, but many cases are getting it because of this new rule that Trump passed, that they will kind of, as much as possible, they'll have an interview. So it used to be 90% no interview. Now they're saying basically 90% will be interview. But we don't know because I'm still seeing people getting their green cards without interview. So
and there was an RFE regarding birth certificate, and since I didn't have it, so I got the DNA test directly sent to them. And the latest status it says was still from February onwards. We have received all the documentation, and our National Benefit Center is currently processing the case. That's all the status is.
Oh, the National Visa Center. There's no National Visa Center in your case.
National Benefit Center.
Oh, okay. I heard National Visa Center. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, they are fine then. You filed the adjustment of status and everything, right? You did.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I did the concurrent 130 and 485 along with, and the only RFE was birth certificate and to prove that they are parents. So I got the DNA test done just for, just in case.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the ultimate test. So yeah, just be patient. If you don't hear anything around 12 months, I will recommend that you do an inquiry. And worst case scenario, you go and check with the congressman. But in the meantime, I want you to file the EAD and the AP. Okay.
How long does the EAD and AP taking now? If I file, so let's say today or tomorrow.
Yeah, it's taking 6 months. But if your case gets delayed, it will be helpful to you. Okay.
I see. Okay. I will anyway file it. That's
good.
And the case also they're not even answering. I opened a case on September 1st. But they haven't even picked up the case to answer what the status is.
Yeah, they are really kind of acting up now, unfortunately. There's only so much you can do, and if you keep pressuring, and if you don't hear anything, you can always contact a congressman and your congressman in the area and ask them to do a congressional inquiry. Okay?
Is it? Okay. And, is this on the status, the processing times, do I check the Chicago processing time or the California? Because it says National Benefits Center is currently processing your case.
Chicago. Because this is where you file the whole thing, the package of I-45. Okay?
I see. Okay, great. Thanks a lot
to you. Wish you all the best. And if you need help, 510-742-5887.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think we have another caller, right, Mike? This is Shah Peerally. You're live in air. Hello. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
So, ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in air.
Yeah. So this is the question is regarding green card application under EB1A. That is, I guess, in the intercompany transfer. Of late, I've seen it is taking too long, and maybe there are also some issues going on there. So my question is, how do you see that in the future? It's going to improve, or it's just going to taking less time or more time, or the rules are going to change? How is it going to work?
You're asking for EB1 or EB2? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
EB1A.
EB1A is going pretty fast because, the processing time is still. They're accepting 2017, so we are not that bad compared to other EBs. And it will still be better than EB2 or EB3. However, getting current is the one that is the part that I am not sure it will happen. I think it will actually get close, but it won't be getting current. All I'm hoping there will be no retrogression, but I think it will be month to month moving. So each month it will move by 1 month. So just hang in there and wait, but EB1 is still better than any other options right now. Okay?
Got it. And that is EB1A is the intercompany transfer, right?
Yes. EB1 is for everything. For EB1A for extraordinary abilities, EB1B for outstanding professors, EB1C. So they're all under EB1. So yes, the waiting time is the same. Okay?
Okay, yeah. Thanks a lot, and it's a nice show to hear. Thanks a lot, Chapel.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let me take, I think, one more caller, right, Michael? This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Shah. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Quick check, though. I understand that on H1 we cannot do any business, but being on an L1, part of an LLC, if somebody is not withdrawing anything out of that business, can he still spend some time over there, or what's your thought on that one?
Okay, let me get it right. L1 business, you are.
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you, sir.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, now it's better now.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I put the phone a little bit far.
Yeah.
So, the L1 is different from the H1. And L1, especially if you're on an L1A, for example, you can be an executive.
No, it's H1. Let's consider the case for H1.
Oh, okay. H1, yeah, you can be an owner of a business, but you have to be a passive owner. That means you don't really get involved in the business at all, except take the profit out. Like a shareholder, like for example, you own shares in Microsoft. That's passive, but not really. Now, there is a way to actually do that. If the company is big enough and they have an independent board, they might file a concurrent or an H1B for you while you're a shareholder, but you cannot get involved in the board, etc., etc. It's very tricky, and it's not that easy to deal with. But unfortunately, H1, they are stuck. They can only be an owner, but they cannot really get involved in the day-to-day running of the business. Okay?
Even if we cannot get involved into the day-to-day, even if somebody is not withdrawing anything, there's no name on the paper or something. It's like just a question.
Yeah, involvement is involvement, right? So if you get involved and they found out you were involved, you're in violation of the H1B. matter how much involvement you have. In fact, even you are working remotely for the company is also a violation.
Oh.
So you're pretty much stuck, unfortunately. There's no real way out of it.
You're stuck on that. But you can be a part of LLC.
Yes, of course.
Like
you can be a member, but you cannot be an active member.
A passive investor.
You have to be completely passive, which is very hard because if it is a small company, you will get yourself involved somehow, signing checks, checking on stuff, etc., etc. So it's not really kind of unfortunately it's not recommended to take chances and ultimately they feel like you kind of so it is not recommended to even take chances on this. Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
And do you guys have a EB5? Do you guys file EB5 too?
No, we don't handle EB5. The reason I don't handle it is not like we don't know how to do it. It's just like there's too much fraud involved in it, and most of the people involved is just like we cannot really do a due diligence on any of those companies, and it is really it is hard for us to kind of refer anything. But you can check online. There are many companies that do that, and they will do everything for you. You just have to pay the fees. But EB5 is a good option, provided you find a company which is genuine. Because the biggest problem we have with EB5 is they give what we call a conditional green card based on a pre-approval of the project, and ultimately, most of the time, many times those projects are not viable, and you have to hold it for 2 years and live it more because you have to remove that conditional situation, and ultimately, if they don't, then lost. So just be careful which EB5 you pick. Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you. I don't know if I have more caller, Michael. I'll take one last caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Hello. Okay. So we won't be taking more callers, Michael. We got a lot of callers today, and I really thank everybody for calling. So I'm going to talk a little bit about debt settlement, because this is another thing I'm getting a lot of calls on. A lot of people are actually moving back either to Canada or to India temporarily until things gets better for them or their dates become current, and they are working for their companies usually remotely. But at the same time, they are finding themselves with huge credit card debts or some other kind of debts, and their salary will not be good enough to pay here. So what happens is that in those situations, you might be eligible, you might be able to do what we call a debt settlement. Basically, you can go ahead and show a hardship, and we settle the debts. For example, let's say you owe $20,000. We might be able to reduce it maybe to $2,000-$3,000. I'm just giving an example here. I'm not saying we will be able to do that, but these are negotiations power. So we can help you on that, and you can check the blog yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, and you will get a little bit more information on that. We used to be able to also do for second mortgages, but since the house market went up, it's getting really hard to do that. But we can also do the same for other debts, like for example judgments against you, or you name it, anything where you owe money, we might be able to negotiate it. So I just wanted to let you know, if you need help, give us a call, 510-742-5887. And just to recap for today, we were talking about the changes coming up on employment-based immigration. One of the things that they mentioned in an article from Bloomberg, basically stating that next year the lottery system will change a little bit. Not a little bit, maybe a lot more. And one of the things that they were mentioning is that the lottery will now probably be a pre-selection, then you can apply, which might be a good thing, because then it takes the stress out of all of us, that you know for a fact that you are in or not, and you can get ready for any other option. So, and this rule was kind of proposed in 2011 by Obama, and then they let it go on like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about, of course, immigration law here, and this is Attorney Shah Peerally, and we're live, and we have a few more minutes to go. So I'm going to kind of recap some of the things that I mentioned earlier. And one of the other things that people are getting a little bit worried about are those people who are on a student visa and waiting for the H1Bs, and what happens to them. Well, first of all, as long as the H1B is ready, is pending, you're eligible to stay in the country. But if you're in cap gap, then you have a problem, because if your cap gap is basically that time where you have a situation where basically you are stuck, kind of not stuck, but you have a situation where you can continue working on OPT, and then ultimately it might be a problem. Now they cannot continue working because this thing is going away. So you have to stop working, but you can continue staying in the country until your H1B gets approved. So I wanted to thank you all for listening today, and anything I'm telling you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. The phone number at our office is 510-742-5887. The website, attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com, and for debt settlement, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. I thank you all for listening, and I think Amit is there. Amit, are you there?
Hi, Shah, how are you?
I'm doing well, Amit. I'm doing well. I think, Amit, you have 10 minutes to go, so I'll let you take over.